With Ashtakoota, what we did was we took all the eight cooters, and we individually looked at those Ashtakooters, and then took a weighted average instead of going with the traditional idea of Nadi getting a score out of 8 and Vaishya getting score out of 2 and so on. Instead of the traditional method, we let the sh- data give us a value which is probably more reflective of the today's scenario. So this also can be a validation for what is happening in today's time, day and time, what day and age. Like, so, I'll show you the other variables. Okay, so there are some variables we created. Now these are some names that we have given, but they have some logic. But these are higher constructs, higher level constructs. So when these constructs you're using, you can see CC. This one is what we see on the left. We just calculated. It's clearly very strongly correlated. There are some other constructs like YT. I won't go into the details, but the other constructs that we created were not so relevant. That SI construct, it is also having some you know individual variables, like sub variables, just like CC has it. So this is relevant. KG is again a bigger construct. AM moon, AM lagna. Now AM moon and AM lagna are the Ashtakoota methods. So Ashtakoota when taken from moon and when taken from lagna. So Ashtakoota moon is AM moon. Ashtakoota method from lagna is AM lagna, and we see a positive correlation. So this is the way it is working out. Each of these construct has similar sub variables, and when you combine those sub variables, you as per the weighted averages, you get a high level construct, and the construct gives a better predictability. You can then put the constructs together and see their take their weighted average also. In fact, you can stop here because you know that Ashtakoota is like, you can look into relative importance here. So relative importance analysis. So we can look into relative importance. We see that kg is relatively the most important one among all. It's just a name and it has some sub variables. Ashtakoota, if you look into it, then Ashtakoota method from Lagna is more powerful than what is it from Moon. And the YT, whatever it is, it's also strong than CC. So relative weightages you can show HSNW is not very significant. So this kind of interpretations can be done. Yeah. So this is what the how the modeling can be done. Now the thing is, it looks right now very good, but there are some underlying flaws inside it. For example, there are the data is not enough. We have only 122 data points, which is very low. We need, I don't know, 500 or 1000 data points to actually work to get a very reliable study done. Secondly, when you get into the sub variable side, some of the relationships do not agree with their theory. For example, even if you look at this Lagna Lagna, now if it were not for this data, some astrologer would have said that okay, moon is one of the most important thing, lagna is second most, sun is the third most important, and Venus is least important, but the data is showing otherwise. It might also come out that lagna is having a inverse relationship uh, based on the data that we are feeding it, and this has happened in other variables. For example, Ashtakoota moon and Ashtakoota lagna, the relation, there are some kutas which were having inverse relationship with happy married life. uh, that means that if the scooter score increases, the chances of a happy married life decreases. Now, what we know as per theory is that this is not true. If the CUDA score increases, maybe I'll just show it here. What I'm trying to explain. Uh, we'll take the CUDA's CUDA. Okay, so Vaishya, Sri Dirgha, Dinatara, Rashi, Yoni, Rashi, Kananadi. Okay, so just wait a second. Okay, so here what we see is that Vaishya and Sri Dirgha are having negative relationships. Even Dintara is having a negative, but it's obviously having no influence. And even Rashi from Moon and Gana are having negative. Now this is against theory. So what's happening here is that we are working with a very low data set, so the variance is very high. These relationship, if it is showing negative, it's not reliable. We cannot trust this small set of data. We need to have a larger set of data to really conclude that a Gana score or a Rashi A score or Sri Durga Vaishya scores, if they increase, then the chances of happy married life decreases. We see that Yoni is having the highest weightage, Nadi is second highest, Rashi Adipati is third highest. So the weightages are also not as per theory, it's staggered. It's okay if it's a staggered, but if it is negative, then we are worried that probably the data is not enough and we need more data. And that is a challenge. Once you get more data, then the patterns start forming more prominently, and less data, the patterns are very less prominent, and it's staggered, and it can give all kinds of results. What is important is if you're getting a significant result, then at least you can be sure that this thing will not deviate uh, from this result hugely. I mean, it will stay as in the zone only, even if we feed in more data, because this is very high significance, more than 95%. To get from 95% to 50% or less than that significance, it's highly improbable. So here we have a good confidence, and other side, we don't have enough data to really conclude that this is right, and we want to put it. So that's a challenge. So most of these variables, they are giving good results, assuming that we are okay with this kind of output, saying that Vaishya and Sri Dirgha are negatively correlated. So that's how the things are. So it's not a perfect result, but the indications are in the right direction. You can, I mean, when you do with a small data set, at least 80% of the things that you're saying are probably being reflected in the right way, although not significantly. And uh, once more data is fed in, probably these relationships can be concretely established, and these are through a scientific method. So this is what we have right now. This is what I wanted to show, and let me know how you think about it. And thank you for taking time out to see this video. Thank you.